But what is the biggest news story in the world of mixed martial arts? In fact, hold on. Did you see that nonsense with Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather last week? Never talked about this.
Yes, I did see it.
If you can pull up that video, please, Brian. So Jake Paul was at a Miami Heat basketball game I think it was Thursday night or Wednesday night or Thursday night. And then Floyd Mayweather runs up on him. He's got about 10 goons with him. They're filming the whole thing. He's got his bodyguards. They're talking shit. I think Jake Paul had a bodyguard with him as well. But basically, they all surround him. And they say, are we going to mess him up? Are we going to bust him up or something like that? And in the end, Jake Paul starts like kind of walking away. But then he turns around and full on runs away. Here's the video.
What's going on?
What's up, Floyd?
I can have what I want.
What's your name with the camera? Oh, you got cameras too. So who you supposed to be? I'm just working, man.
What happened? You're not tough anymore since your loss? What happened since your loss? Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
I told you before, put that
Yo, let's bust him up. Where you running, Jake? Where you going since your fight? Since you lost? What's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Right.
Oh, man.
There's a lot. It's hard. I am not. Floyd Mayweather's a pussy for doing that.
I'm glad you were going there.
First and foremost, all the blame is on Floyd Mayweather. Get your shit together. I think he's 44 as well, or 46. What are you doing running around with a bunch of thugs doing that? I'm assuming that he's trying to angle for that fight because he's still been doing the demonstration bouts. The last one that he had at the O2 Arena, there was hardly anybody there. And I'm assuming the pay-per-view buys reflected that as well. He sees Jake Paul's probably getting a lot of attention. Remember, Jake Paul snatched the cap off him when Logan and Floyd fought. So
got your hat.
Got your hat. So he's getting revenge for that. But you know, being a total thug, surrounding him with that amount of people and doing that. Floyd's an asshole for that.
Yeah, Jake Paul's hands are clean here. Jake Paul's hands are clean here.
There's a big but, though.
There's a big but.
There's a big but, and I'm struggling to say the but.
You got to stand there and get your ass kicked like a man. You can't run away like that.
Thank you.
You can't run away like that.
So I am all on Jake's side, but
until he runs away.
Yeah, you can't run away. You can't turn. Listen, and I'm not saying I'm a real tough guy, right? I'm not saying I'm the baddest man on the planet. I'm saying that the cloth that I am cut from, my DNA, every fiber of my being will not allow me to literally turn and run away. And by the way, that's the smart thing to do. That is the thing that my mother always told me to do. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the fighter inside of me and the proud man that I am, to a fault. I'm not saying that I'm great. And I know you totally agree with me. And you're probably the same thing. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Jake Paul does these videos staring into camera just recently. I'm a messed up, violent man. You don't understand. Da-da-da-da-da. But then when he's surrounded on camera, he turns around and runs down the street, actually sprints away. He did the right thing. But you're not of the same DNA. Guy. You're not what we are.
No. I think I think a lot of people are going to say, well, Michael and Anthony, that's the smart thing. He's outnumbered. That's what he should have done. He shouldn't have been able to fight them. You're right. But you can't cut promos on people a couple weeks ago being this, huffing and puffing in the camera.
Unhinged.
Flexing. You're talking about people's kids and their wives and their dad, and you're going to have to change your name. And some of the shit he said was pretty real. You can't be that guy. And then when Floyd Mayweather shows up, be that guy.
By the way, Jake did. Any other person should run away, and if you're a fighter, you should still run away. But I'm not criticizing. I'm criticizing Floyd Mayweather more than Jake. All I'm saying is for Jake, it's really unfortunate because he just lost his first fight, and then after that, he's filmed running away from a confrontation. And I don't think Floyd or any of his people would have actually made it real. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think so either. Floyd, for all of his dumb shit that he does, he seems, at least later on in his life, he never takes it too far. You know, like he was very professional in the buildup with the Conor stuff. He never let any kind of physical altercations get in the way of his money. You know, even Conor kind of pushed the limit a couple times and touched him, and he didn't do anything about it. I think it was
because in a real fight, Conor would smoke him.
Yeah, well, and I think that honestly, I think that in a real fight, Jake Paul probably has the advantage over Floyd Mayweather, for being honest here. But
100%. The reality is, though, because we got to say this,
like
he was with a bunch of other people.
I think
he was massively outnumbered. I just think he was trying to cut a promo. I don't think he would have punched him in the face or anything like that.
Way better than he expected it to, I'm sure.
Oh, it was great because he ran away. Now, the only way Jake could get back at him, and he came back and he said, look, listen, I'll fight you one-on-one. I wasn't going to stand there and fight you and 50 others, which I totally get. I do. I am not saying that Jake's a pussy for running away. I'm saying that it just kind of, it conflicts the persona he's been trying to push lately. And it confirms.
He's not who he says he is.
Yeah, thank you. You know, and listen, he did the right thing.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
That's totally fine.
If anyone surrounds my children, I tell them, run away. If I would tell any person in the world, the number one thing to do, avoid confrontation. Do not roll around in the streets. Do not engage in violence on the streets, because you know what? Something bad can happen. One little shot, you can fall down, you can bang your head, you can die. Someone else can die. They'll stamp on your head. They'll kick you in the face. Who knows where this is going to end up? Always avoid that at all goddamn costs. But a lot of people that fight in the UFC, they're not all people. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like that's why we do that for a living, you know, and rightly or wrongly, and it is wrongly, I would have, and I'm not trying to sound tough, and I'm not ripping on Jake.
But you know what you would do.
But I wouldn't take a fucking backward step.
No way.
I tell you, little punk bitch, you coming up here with fucking 5 or 6 of you? Mm-hmm. Tell them to cross the street and you stand there right in front of my face then. Come on. And whatever, who cares? I'm not trying to sound tough.
Yeah, well, you guys might beat my ass, but I'm going to get a couple of your guys' fucking shirts dirty. That's for sure.
I said, well, go ahead then. Go ahead. You are going to kick the fuck out of me. But the first one that steps within striking range, you're getting knocked out. And after that, I'll go down. But I'm taking one of you with me. I remember my oldest brother, Stephen. There used to be this arcade, you know, video game arcade. Yeah. And I was with him. I was a kid. It was in Blackburn. It was a rough part of Blackburn. There was this arcade, Campbell's, I think it was called. Anyway, whatever. And there was like a lot of Pakistani gangs hung around in there, you know. And they it was a rough part of town. And we went in there, and I don't know, my brother must have said the wrong thing. And then about 20 of these Pakistanis surrounded him.
No.
And they were going to kick the shit out of him. And then my brother just lost his shit and screamed at all of them. I said, come on then, first one. And they were all like, oh, calm down. Because they thought he was a goddamn raging psycho. And then we walked around the corner. He said, I was shitting my pants the whole time. He said, but it was all I could do. I had to seem like a psycho. He said, I was shitting my pants the whole time. Anyway, never forgot that.